Today, I wanted to share with you three things that happened in our business in the last week. And all of them were great reminders that business is personal. So, too often we hear the phrase, it's just business, it's not personal, right? As though business somehow is separate from personal interactions. And in my experience, any great business is personal, and that's what makes it stand out so well. So a few examples of this. Um, I was talking to one of our contractors last week, and we have this long history together. So when I first started with rentals, he would do work for me 2 days a week, and he was just learning. He didn't know how to do a lot of the repairs. He didn't have a lot of business skills, but every Monday morning we had a meeting, anybody who was working with me, where we went over business skills. We read books together. Um, we read the E-Myth, if you read the E-Myth, and we talked about all these different business concepts. And that was me trying to pour into everybody working with me and trying to for them to have the same vision I had for what our business was going to be, where we were going to go. And it was probably the part of the work that I enjoyed the most, was pouring into him. And then with this contractor, I spent a lot of time teaching him or training him how to do different repairs and giving him different skills. And after a couple years, we parted ways for whatever reason. But about a year ago, I bumped into him again. And so I started hiring him to do work. And by now, he has a few of his own rentals. He has a big crew of guys. So he's overseeing multiple projects at one time. But yesterday, he wanted to show me one of his big rehabs. And when I went to look at it, he was saying, people ask me if I went to school for this. And I tell him I might as well have gone to school. We used to have meetings every week on Monday morning. And it was a great reminder of the impact that we can have with our business. For me, the business changed how involved I was with contractors. And so there wasn't really a good format for me to meet every Monday morning with them, because most of them were more independent, as the business grew. But for him, that period of time where we did that every Monday and I poured into him was very impactful and beneficial to him being able to start a business and grow his business and get to where he is today. So it was a great reminder to me that in interacting with contractors, it is personal, right? We can benefit them as they benefit us. And it's not just a transaction of they do work and we offer money. So it should be building a relationship that is ongoing. And I really enjoyed that interaction. Wanted to share it with you. Another one, which was really cool, was a closing where we sold a house on terms. And I'm going to go into the details of that deal here in the next week on another video, another podcast episode. And we had bought the house all cash with a private lender, and then we sold it to someone and offered seller financing. So we sold it on land contract to a buyer. And, in the process, I never talked to the buyer, but our assistant approved them. They went through the application process. Everything went well. And then I showed up to the closing table to sign all the documents, and I got to meet the buyer. And so I heard their story of why they wanted to buy the house and how excited they were. And it had a barn and they were raising animals, and the impact that they thought it was going to have on their family's life and how excited their kids were. And it was, too often I look at houses and I look at addresses and I look at rents and I look at returns. It was a good reminder of seeing the family and the change in their life and the perspective they had, what that sale meant to them. Because before going to that closing table, to me, it meant so much down and so much a month. And after the closing table, there was a face and a family to those numbers and an impact beyond the numbers on the spreadsheet. So that was really good. The business that we're in really matters. Real estate, we are affecting people's lives. Housing affects people's lives. And so we can know that the work that we do has a much bigger impact than numbers on a spreadsheet. We are affecting families all over the cities that we work in. And the third one was we had our office lunch. So, I talked about years ago, I used to meet with any contractors working with us every Monday morning. Well, now it's kind of transformed to where once a month we have our office lunch where anybody who we work with super regularly, we meet, have lunch together. We talk about different things going on in the business. Sometimes it's kind of a problem solving period. We're having these issues. How can we resolve them? Sometimes it's forward looking. I've got this new concept I want to implement. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's why it's important. A lot of it's casting vision. This is the vision. This is where we're going. And I want to get them on board with me. So we're all working together. But this month, we had a few of those things and a few issues that we resolved. And then the rest of the lunch was just social. It was joking around. It was laughing, telling stories, talking about family, talking about things that really had nothing to do with work. And again, just a great reminder that we spend a lot of time working, and we should set the businesses up so that everybody we're working with feels fed, feels that their work contributes to them more than just monetarily, but that they're a part of something bigger than that, bigger than the money, and that they're part of a team that's encouraging and supporting. So I have had a whole bunch of struggles over the years with the people on my team. And if you've ever tried to build a team, I'm sure you can relate. Sometimes there are issues. Sometimes there are amazing blessings or fruits from that work. And right now I'm in a season where I really like my team. So that was a lot of fun last week. So I just encourage you, get out there. Remember that the work you are doing really matters and impacts people. So business is personal. Know that the work that you do impacts the personal lives of those you're interacting with, whether that be your coworkers, the team members, the people that you are including in your work, whether that be the end result consumer of your work, the buyer of the house, or the resident in the rental, whatever it is, know that your work has a bigger purpose than just dollars and that you are impacting lives every day. So that's just a word of encouragement for you. Keep on going. Keep on fighting the good fight.